Hello, internets.
And interwebs.
I am Scott. My body runs on caffeine and dreams car. And with me, as always, is Robert.
Robert, I've got big balls. I've got big balls. I've got big balls. We've got big balls. James.
Boy, I wonder where you got that from.
I don't know. It just come to me.
Just came here.
The balls just came to me.
Off the top of your head, right?
Well, lower.
Obviously. Of course, we are two guys who talk about movies. And today we're talking about movies.
Also unscripted and mostly harmless.
One of these days. One of these days, I'm going to get that past you.
Not
I am
happening.
going to. One of these days. We are two guys who watch movies. And, of course, today we are talking about a movie. And to go along with our Resident Evil theme that we've been doing today, we are talking about Resident Evil Vendetta. The third of the CG films.
It was supposed to be a gun. It was a knife, but it should have been a gun.
Yeah, and for the people who are listening to the podcast, they have no idea that you're making movies.
That's true.
Also, the people on the podcast don't realize I'm wearing a jacket right now because finally the pandemic has gotten to us, and we had to move to our secret underground base under Alaska. And it's a little chilly here. You're not doing too bad, though.
Well, it's because I'm fat, and the fat actually keeps in the heat, and the fact that I'm sitting on your cat. If it wasn't for those two things, I might have a coat on.
But I don't have a cat.
Oh, shit.
You're in trouble, man. Okay, so let's get as serious as we get and talk about this movie. So, Resident Evil Vendetta, like I said, the third of the CG films. This one actually has Leon Kennedy, which has been in the last two CG films, but this time we also have Chris Redfield and, surprise, surprise, Rebecca Chambers from the first Resident Evil game and Resident Evil 0. She actually was one of the main characters in Resident Evil 0, which was surprising because I knew very little about Vendetta going in. All I knew about Vendetta before watching it was that in this version, spoilers, we get emo Leon. Other than that, I knew nothing about the thing. Because as they've been showing as gradual through from the last movie, and I think in the games, if I'm correct, Leon has been slowly becoming an alcoholic. So, yeah, this is kind of coming to a head on that storyline.
Well, look who it is.
Yes, it has come to fruition.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly on this film. We'll start off with a short premise, if you prefer. Yeah, we'll stick with premise.
Yeah, we'll stick with premise. Yeah.
Once again, we will be talking about spoilers because Vendetta has been out for a bit now.
Major spoilers.
Yeah, because we'll be talking about the whole film. But yeah, basic premise on this one. Once again, we got a bad guy who's got viruses. Only, once again, a new virus.
Right, mutated from another virus, but still a new virus. But it's still just zombies, but we'll get into that.
In fact, the last one, it wasn't a new virus, but it was a new version of the parasite. So once again, something new every single time, of course. This one is, the A virus.
Yes.
Gotta love the fact they keep on finding new letters to use.
Right.
So we got the A virus this time. And we got bad guy, has A virus. Not a virus, but a virus.
Right, a virus. Yeah,
that's the actual name of it.
Yep.
Boy, that's going to get confusing.
We have Chris Redfield,
who is going after said bad guy.
Right, major murder boner.
No. He has a vendetta.
No, he has a murder boner.
Okay.
Who's the bad guy here? Arius, and it's our mission to bring his ass down.
Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. You want to start off with some of what you thought was good about this movie?
This could take a while
Oh,
for me to think of anything.
wow. I can think of a few good things.
The art was beautiful. The CGI was very
Well, we've
good.
said that about all of them. Because
they didn't pull any punches or pitch any pennies. It
Yeah.
looked very nice.
the good I have right off the bat, there were a couple surprises in this. I have to admit, they did catch me off guard a couple times. The very first time was they have a mansion at the beginning. We'll get into that later.
Go figure, a mansion, right?
Yeah, I know, in Resident Evil property. Wow, that's really stretching. We've never done that before. So there's a mansion, and at one point, these two guys are trying to escape a bunch of zombies, and someone has set up a trap. They filled a hallway with, what's the term?
Like razor wire.
Like razor wire.
Garrote wire, yeah.
Garrote wire, razor wire. The hallway is filled with razor wires. Wasn't expecting traps on top of it. So
Right.
there was a few surprises like that. That's not the only one. But there was a couple times it surprised me.
The
Pleasantly.
voice acting was very well done.
Oh, of course.
And I think that in going on your surprise theme, where the Hispanic army dude asked Chris Redfield,
Big hero. That you killed a lot, huh? Any advice on dealing with them?
yeah, I have to make choices every day to kill my best friends and my family and the people I love. If that doesn't sound like a hero to me.
Yeah, when they get infected. Yeah, because the guy's making such a big deal about how he's a hero and he's practically a celebrity and everything
Right.
like that. And it's not even hero worship. He's almost making fun of it. And the guy's like, yeah, I constantly have to kill people who I was friends with after they turn into zombies. I don't really think that's hero.
Yeah,
You know?
and it got a little philosophical and a
Yeah.
little deep.
Yeah, and they actually got the guy to apologize.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, totally agree. That was a nice scene. That was a nice moment, if you will. I wish there was more of those.
Yes.
I really wish there was more of those. And I'm not going to get into the bad just yet because
I have more good, believe it or
yeah,
not.
I do
Yes.
too. Another thing I was going to say was good was you were talking about the voice acting. Now, I was making fun of emo Leon, but the voice actor sold it.
Yeah.
I completely was convinced this is a guy who's gone through all this crap. It's never gotten any better. It's the same cycle over and over again, and he is just sick of it. And he is sick of doing this job. He is sick of having to kill his friends because they get infected and stuff like that. He's sick of the fact that there's always a new bad guy, and he's just sick of all of it. And he's become an alcoholic to numb the pain.
Which makes perfect sense.
It actually makes perfect sense. Does it make for an enjoyable movie? We'll get into.
I was going to say, we're going to revisit the whole Leon thing too.
But the acting was great. I thought I give props to the acting.
The Gun Fu. The action scenes. Holy crap, Capcom / Sony. Give me some of this in the video games. Even if it's just glory kills like Doom.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Beyond good. Great.
Yeah. And I was even mentioning that there's an action sequence with Leon and Chris, and I was mentioning how Leon's fighting reminded me of the gun kata from the film Equilibrium.
Yes.
So yeah, the action sequences, there's some good ones in there. Not all of them, but there were definitely some good ones in there. Yeah, especially toward the end. Oh man, toward the end,
Yeah,
it
they pull
really,
out all the stops.
it really ramps up at the end. I would say that I actually, one good I will add, I actually liked the villain.
Welcome. I'm Glenn Arias.
He's a guy who they have a cutscene that shows his background where he was going to get married. They kill his wife. They kill all his friends at the wedding reception. He somehow survives, although they don't really explain how.
You're going down my bad road, but
No,
continue.
no. I'm just skirting it. I'm just skirting it.
I'm just tiptoeing up to the
Tiptoeing
line.
around it. But no, he has this whole background about these terrible things that happened to him. So this is the reason why he has a vendetta, if you will, against everybody and wants to do all these terrible things. But they also make it very obvious that watching his family die, and his friends die, and his wife die, he snapped. The guy's crazy. He's completely insane. And boy, did he sell it. Once again, going back to the acting, I thought the acting was really good in this. And I thought he was an interesting villain because he's this crazy guy. Yeah, he wasn't good to begin with because he even said that he had already been doing this stuff before he was getting married. That was the reason they attacked him. The reason they attacked him at his wedding reception was because he was already selling BOWs and he was an arms dealer and all this other stuff. So, I mean, that's the reason they went after him. But even Leon had a great line.
So you got an arms dealer on one side, and on the other, the government dropping bombs on weddings. Who's the bad guy here?
So, yeah, really well done there. All right, well, that's all my good. You got anything else?
I am fresh out of good for right now.
Oh, man. Whew, yeah, I feel bad. We're going to have to go into bad territory.
It, 13 minutes in, we're already hitting the bad.
So you can probably guess what the verdict on this film is going to be, but let's go into the bad anyway. Where do we begin?
Let's start with Leon.
Okay.
My
Emo Leon.
beloved Leon.
That's the thing. We're both fans of Leon. Leon's one of my favorite characters.
I don't have an issue with emo Leon. I don't. Dude, if I had to kill and make all the decisions and everything that man had to do, I would be suicidal and emo too.
Yeah.
Beyond.
Sure.
My issue with that is the thing that turned him. The whole reason he went from fighting for your life, scrapping every second, to emo alcoholic was because somebody betrayed him and he lost a team.
I'm going to start off with the bad at the beginning. So, once again, we have Chris, and we have a team of armed professionals. Let's put an emphasis on the word professional right here. We have them going up against BOWs.
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going with this. We have them going up against BOWs, against zombies. They are aware of zombies. This is a thing that in this world has existed for years now. We're going to go into a mansion, capture the arms dealer, rescue the people, and we find zombies. So what are we going to do? We're going to stand and stare at them.
Are you okay?
Yeah, he might be fine. That was ridiculous. I mean, the interesting thing is that they later on, it turns out they're underneath the bed. They grab one of at least one of the soldiers, had one underneath the bed. They're eating the soldier. Chris goes underneath the bed and sees that they're underneath there. What does he do? He starts opening fire. Smart. I don't know why no one else on his team could do that, because none of them opened fire until they're already being eaten, basically.
Yes, and it's a little too late then. Even his commander, Mean Mr. Mustache.
Yeah, Mean Mr. Mustache, sure.
The only thing he said when he seen the zombies was, "Get out," as he was dying.
He's telling the other guys to get out as he's dying. Get out of here! But
so some of the story elements were a little frustrating.
Oh my God.
Meet Sarah.
It seems like every character in this movie has been through the shit.
Oh, yeah.
They all have baggage.
Yeah.
Every single one of them. Granted, the baggage that the bad guy possesses is decent baggage.
Yeah.
Leon is bullshit.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I get it. She's a scientist. She's coming at this with a scientific point of mind. 1 second, she's telling this guy, "I love you. We're going to have a future together." 10 seconds later, she's busting his head in with a fire extinguisher.
Anything you say, Professor Chambers.
My hero.
They did take this one far more serious.
Yep.
You know, and although Also, the last one, the story was a bit convoluted because they had all this political stuff going on. This was more straightforward, except for the virus. Oh my God, the virus. We got a 3-step virus here. Oh, we couldn't just have a regular virus and a vaccine.
Yeah.
No. No, we've got to have a virus that's in 3 parts. We've got part 1,
Infects them.
part 2,
Acts as a trigger.
part 3 is
The vaccine
anyone who's got the vaccine in their body, the zombies will not attack.
gives you the option of choosing who your target will be. A sort of inactivation virus.
They basically say,
Your BOWs can tell who they're supposed to attack. That's a good selling point for a weapon.
and then they also, of course, had to mention that
Your BOWs can tell who they're supposed to attack. That's a good selling point for a weapon.
Whatever.
very complex for the virus, and
Yep.
it took me a bit to get it. But thankfully, the other bad on this, they have to explain everything at least 3 to 5 times.
Oh, and they explain it so, and that was going to be my ugly, but
Well, we're going to get into ugly here in a second
Yeah.
because that's part of my ugly too. But yeah, you're going to understand the virus because of how many times they're going to explain it over and over and over again. So yeah, it just felt way too convoluted for the virus, having the whole binary combo. Oh, and then also, if that wasn't complex enough, now we're also going to have, well, it turns out that
I noticed a huge concentration of outbreaks around the Great Lakes, which just so happens to be a major source of drinking water. But they weren't planned by you. They happened by accident.
really?
which is how they explain random people turning into
they
zombies.
explain random outbreaks that make no rhyme or reason and seem to have have nothing to do with the grand scheme, which is why it's confusing them as to what the plan is, because you're just having random outbreaks everywhere. Well, we might as well get into the ugly. Because unfortunately, this one's got some ugly to it.
It's got some real ugly.
Yeah.
I only have one, though.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And two we share. Is the exposition, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But my ugly is the fake outs, the fake deaths.
Oh, okay.
There were 3, 4 if you count Rebecca. Straight up fake, this person's dead. Why?
I can only...
I didn't believe you the first time. I'm not
Yeah.
going to believe you the third and fourth.
How many, which fake deaths are you thinking of?
Okay. Aries? Beautiful end to the character.
Yeah.
But of course not.
Well, no,
because he has to wake up and
I-
say,
Diego, the final stage. Unleash it.
Yeah, you knew that wasn't going to be the end of him. There was no way. No.
the big badass.
There was no way that was going to kill him off, because that's a common thing in Resident Evil all the time. You got this big, huge, hulking thing. You hit him a bunch of times with fire and acid and small arms fire, and he goes down. Yeah, he's coming back later. You know
Right.
he's coming back. There was no way he was down.
But his wife or girlfriend or whoever she was supposed to be,
I'm thinking wife.
she was taken out
Yeah, and even then I didn't believe it.
and never came back.
Well, that-
and Rebecca was killed technically twice.
Yeah, but the thing is, for all the bad guys, it's common for Resident Evil to do this all the time. When it happened, when she goes down, it's like, yeah, she's not dead.
Yeah.
And you're like-
Once is fine.
I love it because you were like, oh my god, they killed her off this quickly, and you're like,
She
she's
was
not dead.
barely in there.
Yeah, and then like like Ares, he goes down, and it's like, oh, he's not dead. And the guy got flames. I'm like, oh, he's not dead. No, I never believed for a second they were dead, and it doesn't even bother me because it's just like I get what they're doing. I just wish they were less predictable with it.
Right.
That's all.
My other part of that ugly, why is Aries so strong?
Yeah, never explained.
Never explained.
I thought he had some kind of virus in him, and that certainly would have made sense because I'm pretty sure the one woman with the red eyes has a virus in her.
Right.
But never explained. He's very resilient. He's able to beat the crap out of Chris a couple times.
Yeah. And
know?
Leon. Same, yeah.
Yeah. But no, no, the ugly is going to be two things for me.
Hold on, let me explain it to you. You see, the ugly is what? No,
Oh,
I was going to exposit
yeah, no,
the ugly.
it's exposition. The
Yeah.
ugly is the exposition.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Holy
boy.
crap movie.
So, basically, this movie is exposition dump, have a little bit of action, exposition dump, a little bit of action, exposition dump. And the problem is, half the time we're explaining the same thing we already went over with either the last exposition dump or two past it.
Yes.
That's the thing. You cannot get lost in this movie because it will get explained to you again and again and again.
Until your eyeballs go, please, not again.
Oh my God.
As soon as in the beginning, when the guy is saying,
Intel says that Arias is now in possession of a BOW, aka bioorganic weapon.
well, I knew I was in trouble. I didn't realize how much trouble.
There is so much exposition in this.
The acting kind of saved it.
Yeah.
Like Aries, every one of his lines was exposition. But
Yeah.
he was such a passionate
Yeah.
character.
He has a lot of charisma in that, and you didn't mind it as much. But I mean, there's one scene specifically where Rebecca Chambers is telling Ares that she's figured out his whole plan, and she's giving him his plan that she has already figured out. And we're cutting between her and Kristen Leon figuring out the plan on their own. The problem is they're giving us the same information twice because
back to
of
back.
this. Back
She
to back.
says it,
And then
they say it.
Yeah.
And you're going, I understand 90-minute runtime
Yeah.
is the end goal,
Oh. I don't know which is worse. Is it worse to spread out the time for the 90 minutes with exposition or with the slow-mo? Because I was complaining about the slow-mo last time. They got rid of the slow-mo. In fact, there's only one scene of slow-mo, and that's at the very beginning.
which
made
you
no
should
sense.
have seen his face. When the boots come out in slow-mo, he's like, oh yeah, this is how we should start off an action movie.
Let's start out with slow-mo right off the bat. And it's nothing but shoes. We couldn't just make a long hallway. It has to be in slow-mo, huh? Because the hallway's too short? All right.
And then you literally, as soon as it goes through the normal motion, the exposition starts.
Yeah, exactly. So
No, I completely,
man.
100% agree with you. Hollywood, if it's a 16-minute film, is okay. Make it 16, especially anime.
yeah.
That's fine. You know, it's okay to be 16 minutes. It's
Yeah.
great. Tell a good
Yeah,
story.
back in the day, that was the normal. They used to make movies that were 60 minutes. That was the thing.
Right.
I know, because I just rewatched a whole bunch of old Sherlock Holmes films that were 60 minutes. So that was the thing. I got one more ugly for you.
Oh, by all means.
Oh, boy. So we have this Ares character. We have a villain. We have a bad guy. His wife died. Terrible thing. He then decides to kidnap Rebecca Chambers because...
That's Sarah. My wife. You look so much like her.
We then realize that this guy has become the mayor of Crazy Town because...
I'm redoing the wedding. This time, with you.
Meet Sarah. I'm going to replace your arm with Sarah's.
No reason, explanation, I guess just...
Because that'll make you feel more like she did about me.
Yeah. That actually was his explanation.
was exact word,
That
yeah.
was his explanation.
Maybe not exact, but.
We then cut from that scene to a scene where he is giving her a super version of the virus to turn her into a zombie despite the fact that she had the vaccine. It was to counteract the fact that she has the vaccine in her body. She has the antibodies in her body. It will take 30 minutes to do so, but it's going to turn her into a zombie. And then the vaccine will no longer work on her after that point because of the fact that it's a super zombie. Why? Question, why? Why do we go from I am marrying you, no matter if you want to or not, to I'm going to turn you into a super zombie? Yeah. The guy in the front in the black shirt. Yes.
90-minute runtime? Because there's no. Okay.
No. I don't even think this was 90-minute runtime. This was we need to find a way to get a timer on this thing. Because
And we
once
need
again,
a damsel in distress.
once again, Resident Evil movie, we always have to have a timer.
Right.
We always have to have a countdown of some sort, which I actually was happy with the last two movies. Actually, the first movie not having a timer. It did not have a timer.
No, I don't think so.
The second one, I think they did, didn't they? I think they did have a timer on that one. Because wasn't she blowing up the place?
Yes. Yes, she was.
I believe there was a timer on that one.
Yes.
So once again, we have to have a timer, and we have to have a damsel in distress. So we're going to have a bad guy who's crazy and was going to marry her, but now has decided to turn her into a super zombie for absolutely no reason I can think of at all whatsoever.
And what's really frustrating is I was damn curious about what happened when he sewed that zombie arm onto her.
Well, that's the thing. They cut to her being on an operation table and having a doctor there. And the first thing I said was, okay, so apparently
We're going to do the arm.
Apparently we're doing the arm now. I'm surprised they haven't gotten her out of her wedding dress to do this. And no, we start going into the super virus. He starts expositioning about how he had to go and use her blood to to create a super version of the virus. Did you not watch the last scene? Were you not there?
He forgot.
Did you forget what you wrote?
When you're an insane bad guy, it's hard to keep track of everything.
Oh my God! And that's the only explanation they have. Oh well, he was insane. So in the end, how many coffee cups would you give this movie?
Oh gosh, out of 5, I have to give it 1 and 1/2.
Wow.
The 1 is for fan service in that you have my guy Leon, you had Chris, you had Rebecca. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. The 1/2 is for. I just can't give you a 1. I love Resident Evil too much.
Ah, there you go. There you go. I was wondering where the half was coming from.
I can't.
Last one I gave, a 3. This one I'm definitely going to do a 2. The action sequences were really cool. If you fast forward through the movie and go straight to the action sequences, they're rather enjoyable. I love the fact that they brought Rebecca Chambers back.
Yes.
I love the fact that they actually made her character interesting because it made total sense. But the problem is the exposition drove me up a wall. Yeah, well, until they make another
Block.
one. I'm sure I would not be shocked if they made another one because they are making another game. They got number 8 coming out, and each one of these has been bridging the gap between the two.
Between the games?
I could totally see them doing another one for bridging the gap between 7 and 8.
And we will watch it. Because
Of course
we're
we-
diseased.
Of course. Oh, and we're Resident Evil fans.
Well.
That goes with the disease part.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it does. But I was going to say, now that we finished the CG, next episode, we will be talking about the live action movies, which we have been doing our script meetings on. And now that we've finished doing... I think, we just finished the third one. It's not up yet, but it's going to be up soon. Or actually, it might be up by
Wait.
the time we do this.
Third,
Yeah,
then
third is already
then
up
4.
now. Yeah, third is up already now by the time we release this one. So next time we will be talking about movies 1, 2, and 3. Of course, we will be not going into as much depth, but that's okay. Those movies don't have that much depth as it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's going to be rather easy to talk about 3 films at a time.
Absolutely.
All right, I think that's it. Check on YouTube to see more of our stuff. We also have our script meetings where we have reimagine what it would be like to go and have 2 idiots go and come up with a script for this and have a studio decide whether or not they're going to make the movie. It's rather humorous and silly at the
As
same
I
time.
said, it's like Pix Meeting, but more entertaining. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You know, I like them.
It's more silly, I'd say. Than
It's
that. Yeah.
absolutely more silly.
Definitely
Yes.
more silly. Yeah, if you like
And
silly videos, are
A little more
enjoyable.
realistic, to be brutally honest. 'Cause
Well,
some
in
of
some
the
ways.
things we hit
In some ways, yeah.
it's pretty close to the
We've had a
truth.
few people tell us that we're maybe a little too realistic at
Yeah.
times. Only at
Yeah.
times, because trust me, some of that stuff is way too silly to be realistic.
So,
All right, cool.
Awesome.
So check that out, and until next time, later.
see ya.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. ManicInflation.com